Just 2 years back, the Prime Minister took a historical decision, and that was to open the space sector to the private players. One of the major users of space, apart from the common man and in private domain, in commercial domain, is armed forces. And armed forces have been using, and now, as they say in modern warfare, apart from the Army, Navy and Air Force, space and cyber are very critical for any nation. So we as an association, the Indian Space Association, along with the Ministry of Defence, who thought there was an opportunity to make challenges for the private sector, to see what they could produce for future in space for the armed forces. So these 75 challenges have been listed out and made along with private industry, seeing what would be the requirement of our users, that is the Army, Navy and Air Force in future, and they will be done through the IDEX route, which is their process in the MOD, and through Make 1 and 2. So this would provide opportunities for Indian private players, for Atmanirbhar Bharat, to create opportunities in space for being used by armed forces.
So if you could also explain for our viewers how will it go in tandem with the defence sector, and also we saw this narration, this dialogue also starting from the US as well, when there was a hysteria of space wars as well. But not to speak about that, but how much do you feel that it is valid to be prepared for that kind of a warfare as well?
You know, in any future war, like I said, apart from the Army, Navy and Air Force, the new domains are space and cyber. Space is one, it will help the forces to fight better, and maybe in the future it becomes a domain where wars will be fought. But even looking at it for helping the three services to fight their wars better, to have better communications, to have better ISR, to have better navigation, space is definitely being used today and will be used in the future.
So in the short-term goals of it, if you could speak to me briefly about what DefSpace is going to be all about in the short-term part of it, and also on the overall long-term plan for DefEx.
So in summary, if I have to tell you simply, now the Ministry of Defence would be taking orders or placing orders to our private players after they meet these 75 challenges and are able to produce what the Army, Navy and Air Force require. It is a huge step, because private players were not supplying anything to the armed forces in space. Now they will be doing.